Hello my friends and welcome. Katie here with Eastwick's Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today is Team Tiny Day, hashtag Team Tiny Under the Sea, and you can see some of these cute mermaids and ocean pieces and bits that are on these pages. They have been generously provided by Kelly, the owner of 7kidscrafts.com. She is sponsoring this video today. So please hop on over after the hop to 7kidscrafts.com and check out her store. She is offering a 20% discount until July 19th, and that coupon code is VACATION with a capital V, and it is case sensitive. All details will be listed in the description box below, so make sure you go and check out 7kidscrafts.com. Now, while we're coloring some digital images today, she has a ton of different brands that she carries. She's got Catherine Pooler, she's got Stamping Bella, she's got Lavinia Stamp, she got Ranger, Tonic, Doodlebug, Mama Elephant, Penny Black, Graphic 45, Picket Fence Studios, Poppy Stamps, Studio Light, The Greeting Farm, Whimsy Stamps, Impression Obsession, My Favorite Things, Photoplay, Colorado Craft Company, Lawn Fawn, Sukaneko, Sizzix, Avriel, Sugar Pea Designs, let's see, Jelly Bean Soup, Deep Red Stamp, Art Glitter, Art Institute Glitter, so that's probably the Art Glitter glue, My Sweet Petunia, We Are Memory Keepers, Ink on 3, and many, many more. Now, I've actually purchased some pattern paper from Kelly couple months ago, and she is really quick with her shipping, so which is really nice, because in a time where we're so used to Amazon shipping where you get it in a couple of days, it's nice that you don't have to wait forever to get your products, even from a small craft company. So please be sure and check out 7kidscrafts.com and use that 20% discount code that Kelly is graciously offered. So I'm going to go through, I didn't do all the coloring of this mermaid. I did blow her up. I use a program called GIMP, which is a free Photoshop type software for Mac and Windows. And as you can see, I have the mermaid sitting on that rock. That's not how they came. They came as individual pieces. But with using GIMP, you're able to manipulate your images and create little scenes and things like that, which is really, really cool. So I may have mentioned, I'm not sure, I don't have Copic markers. I don't have any alcohol markers of any kind. I have an inkjet printer. So that is why I'm using my polychromos pencils today, because obviously I can't color without alcohol ink markers, right? And watercoloring, mine bleeds, my ink bleeds. Some people don't have a problem with that. I tested it out and I did have a problem. So out came the polychromos, which is fine, because and the paper that I'm using is Gina K's white layering paper. My printer also won't print anything above, I would say this is probably 65 pound. I tried the 80-pound Nina and it got jammed, which is no big deal, but the colored pencils in this paper worked really well. They blended really nicely. And as you can see, as I'm coloring, you can see that my hand is about midway or 3/4 of the way back on the pencil shaft. So the reason is that I tend to have a heavy hand when I write and things like that. And if you have a heavy hand, the best thing you can do is move your hand away from the tip of the pencil, because that's going to automatically allow you to have a lighter hand. And if you go in an oval motion as best you can, it also helps to fill in all those little nooks and crannies that the white that comes through when you use colored pencils. So you know, that's just a little tip that depending on the angle, I call it a circular motion, angular, oval motion, will depend, all helps when it comes to blending and getting the blended look like you would get with Copic markers, for example. And so I basically put that cream layer down as my base, and then I go in with the light flesh and I blend back out a little bit with that cream, and then when I'm ready I start coming in with my cinnamon, and then I just blend with my flesh and my cinnamon. Okay, every now and again you'll see me come in a little bit for the center of the face with that cream, but generally once I start with the darker color, I stick with the mid-tone, if you will, of the color that I'm using prior to that to blend, just so it doesn't get too light or, you know, take away the dark shade that you're looking for when you're using colored pencils. And I'm doing the fin now, and I was hesitant. You can see that I had already, when I hit the record button, I had already started coloring the fin, and I was not sure that I was going to, and I thought, well, I'll only do these parts, the face and the fin, because again, at 20-25 minutes a section, you know, we can't have an hour-long video. That's just not going to work. And as it is, I've sped the video up 2.5 times because, again, we can't have a 40-minute video either. So I do apologize for those of you that like to not have videos sped up, but you know, when it comes to certain coloring, you almost don't have a choice. And we have a lot of new creators hopping along with us this month, and so there's a lot of videos to watch. So I'm trying to be respectful of the time that is put forth, you know, so you get a chance to watch all the videos. Which brings me to, if you have not subscribed, I would love it if you would. And if you click that bell and select all notifications, that's going to alert you to each time I have a video uploaded. And I would recommend you, especially now if you're watching this video, because this weekend on Sunday we have a really big celebration hop that's going to be happening, and we've got some huge companies giving away some great prizes. So you're going to want to be subscribed so you can be notified when that video goes live. And there's a lot of hoppers, creators hopping along, that will give you lots of chances to be entered into the giveaway. And so I encourage you, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and select all notifications to be notified when those videos go live. So I'm almost done with the tail, and then we're going to get into making the card. You'll see the, you know, her all colored up and cut out. I use my brother's Scan and Cut to cut out the image, and the little part where you see where her hair comes down, I had to use an X-Acto knife to get that cut out because I couldn't get it done with my brother's Scan and Cut, but that was no big deal. And but I enjoy the digital images. You know, I'm always hesitant because you know, I have to be selective on what I use to color with. But what's nice is that it gives me practice. I can just print this out as many times as I want, as large as I want, as small as I want, and it gives me an opportunity to play around with my colored pencils. I will link in the description box below another cheaper oil-based pencil set that you can, I think it's like $40, and it gets really good reviews. I haven't personally tried it, but it's gotten really good reviews in comparison to the polychromos, so that if you want to try out an oil-based pencil to see if it's something that you'd be interested in before you go and shell out the money for polychromos, I'll link that up down below. Now here I'm using Hero Arts, my monthly hero kit, from last summer. I think it was June. I'll link it up down below. I mean, it's not going to be available, but I think the ocean set is, so, you know, this layering piece, because they came out with all their landscape stuff, but there's sand embossing powder that came in, and I thought, oh, that's perfect, I can use that. And you can see how shimmery shiny that is. And this background I watercolored at the beginning of the year when they announced the Pantone color of the year. And so this is just a bunch of blues of Daniel Smith watercolors that I had, and I'm using the Oceans Border stamp set from Honeybee Stamps. Now, I wanted a very subtle background. I really wanted the mermaid to stand out. So the embossing powder that I'm going to use on the back of this is Judikin's Iridescent Sparkle. And it just gives a nice little glitz in the light, but doesn't take away from the mermaid. And I stamped that a couple of times because it's a hot press watercolor paper, but it's watercolor paper. It's got texture, you know, versus a smooth surface. So I always generally stamp twice. Now, I didn't use an anti-static powder tool because this thing's been drying since January, and so I wasn't real concerned that it was gonna be wet. And it really was just a background effect, and because it's basically a clear glitter embossing powder, it's gonna you know, you're only gonna see the sparkle on it anyway. So even if it made a mess, it wasn't gonna hurt nothing. And I trimmed the panel down with my A2 waffle flower die set, and I think I went to the second one down. And the card base is Simon Says stamp Sea Glass, I think it is. Yeah, Sea Glass. And I'm just going to pop the mermaid up on some foam tape, and the sand I'm going to use just some double-sided adhesive and keep that firm, you know, flat to the card base. I did go and you'll see here in a second after I get all this foam tape done, and I'm just filling in every little spot so that it'll be nice and supported. And I used some scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive. I had some scrap sheets, and here you can see I put everything together and how I want it to look. And I have the seaweed lined up where I want it, because I'm going to take that sand and just lay it right over the top of it, and that's going to help to tape those down. I did split that largest seaweed to the left down the center so that I can lay a piece of it over that sentiment, which is You're a Pearl of the Sea, and which is a sentiment that comes in the bundle of digital images that you get. She's got a couple different sentiments in there. And here I got lucky because there was a little bit of foam tape exposed before I'd taken the release paper off, and my treasure chest was already somewhat adhered, so that worked out really good. And I just had a piece of, again, scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive that could adhere to that sand, and just using some bookbinding glue that gives me a little bit more wiggle room when I'm trying to adhere things onto my cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere the loose pieces of seaweed to the card base, and that's going to finish up the card, guys. Just about. I'm going to put this on the card base, and I do put a little bit of glossy accents on her lips and in the little berries that she has in her hair. And I do pop up the card base on a piece of fun foam just to give it a little bit more dimension and some support. And for that, again, just use the rest of the scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive pieces that I had, and I adhered that to the card base. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please make sure to check out 7kidscrafts.com. Link will be in the description box below. It'll take you right to the website. Remember, you get a 20% off discount code until July 19th. That code is vacation with a capital V, and it is case sensitive. But if you forget, it'll be in the description box below as well. Also, check out 7kidsCrafts Facebook group. That link will be listed down in the description box below as well. And make sure you follow along, my friends. Hashtag Team Tiny Under the Sea. There's a lot of great talent that's hopping along on this this video hop this month. So please check out all the fantastic creators that are crafting along with us this month. And don't forget, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to be notified. And here I'm putting that glossy accent on her lips just to make it look like she's got a little lip gloss on. And that's going to finish it up for me today, guys. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.